Hey there guys, it's time for another prediction game video for Survivor Series. This time it's the semifinals match, or one of the semifinals match. Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens. And out of the two semifinals matches, or semifinal matches, I'd say this is the one that's, I guess, a little bit less predictable, because I think both of them are pretty predictable. But I'd say this one is the lesser one, because I could see maybe, just maybe, Kevin Owens getting the win here. But I definitely think Ambrose's chances are a lot higher than Kevin Owens, which is why I'm going with Ambrose anyways, as far as who I think is going to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. But the reason why I would say this one isn't, I guess, as obvious as the other one is because the other one, obviously, it involves Roman Reigns. And this whole entire tournament, the focus has been around Roman Reigns. It's been like Roman Reigns' story. I mean, he was supposed to not even go through a tournament. He was supposed to get a championship match against the champion at Survivor Series. But then, once they, Seth Rollins got injured, they announced the tournament. It was still about Roman Reigns because Roman Reigns was offered the opportunity to bypass the tournament, or bypass the first, second round, semifinals and all of that, and just make it to the finals right away. And so, because such a focus is placed on Roman Reigns just has to make it to the finals. Ambrose, on the other hand, this hasn't been about Ambrose. But while it is, more about Roman Reigns than anybody else, the secondary focus is the possibility that the finals might just be Ambrose and Reigns. And they put a lot of focus on that. They've talked about that a lot. They've made sure to let the people know that, hey, both these guys are in the tournament. Both these guys were, placed in the tournament like complete opposite sides, where Roman Reigns is at the very top of the tournament bracket and Ambrose was at the very bottom. But like I said, they've been talking about it on SmackDown, on Raw, about the possibility of it. We've seen segments with Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns backstage. The backstage also Fallout video, which was after Raw. They showed that on YouTube where, where they were talking about the possibility of them facing off in the finals, and Roman Reigns said, oh, despite what happens, whatever happens this Sunday, we'll always be brothers. And also, what else was there? There was something else. Oh yeah, and they teamed up on SmackDown. So, oh yeah, and after the SmackDown tag team match, they were both looking at the championship. So, the focus is on Roman Reigns, and it's also on Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose, or at least the possibility of that happening. So there's too much of a focus, too much of a focus placed on those two things for the finals not to, at the very least, involve Roman Reigns, but also the chances of it not involving Ambrose are pretty low as well. If Ambrose does not win this match, if he doesn't win the semifinals match, I still think we can see him win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and the same goes for Kevin Owens. And I'll touch on that, and I'll talk about that in my detailed prediction for the Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose match, or the Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose simulation. But this one, I want to really focus on just Ambrose and Owens, which I've done so far. Now, as far as Kevin Owens goes, when it comes to the two heels that are in this tournament, Del Rio and Owens, I think Owens by far has the better chance at walking away with the championship, or at the very least, winning his semifinal match. If you look at Raw, Triple H talked to everybody in the tournament except for Dean Ambrose. But out of the people he talked to, so he talked to Roman Reigns, we saw that live, or, in the ring. He talked to Cesaro, and he also talked to Del Rio. He also talked to Kevin Owens, but out of all the guys, we didn't hear what he said to Kevin Owens. We just saw them talking, the audio was muted, so we couldn't hear what they were saying, and we saw them, with a handshake. We saw Triple H, or Kevin Owens, shake Triple H's hand. So, maybe that's an indication that the Authority has struck a deal with Kevin Owens, and, they didn't want to go over or reveal the discussion that they had. Or it could just be to, fool the people into thinking that maybe. Me, I think if the Authority made a deal with anybody here, it's probably Ambrose. And that's why they didn't show the Authority or Triple H talking to Ambrose. I think, most of us noticed that. They talked to everybody, or Triple H talked to everybody in the tournament except for Dean Ambrose. And in that interview on YouTube where Michael Cole is interviewing Triple H talked about all the other competitors in the tournament except for Dean Ambrose. That right there is one of the reasons why I'm going with Ambrose, but the biggest reason why I'm going with Ambrose in this match is because there's been such a focus placed on Ambrose and Reigns being in the finals. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, you can click that like button. With that said, I'm out. See ya.